boy. You good boy. Anyway. Hello, and welcome back to another reality check video review. Today we're going to be looking at something that is going to be quite awesome here. It is the Mi Action Camera, the 4K Mi Action Camera, and of course we have a 3-axis Steadicam gimbal here, so we can actually, you know, put the camera inside of it and hold it around on one of those little sticks, and it's going to make it so that we have some really cool, smooth footage. So let's get started. Anyway, the big thing is I used to use this camera right here, which is a 4K Yi camera with a Y, Y-I, and now I'm going to be using the Mi. Switching from the Yi to the Mi. What's great about this camera is that it's got 4K resolution. It's very, very small. It says it's got about a 2-hour battery life, and of course it can configure to your phone via Wi-Fi, so if you need to be able to see it or take pictures on your phone, you can do that. What's also cool is that you can actually directly hook it up to a cable, so if you want to leave it on and do time lapses for a long period of time, you can also do that, but just by simply plugging it in. Ooh, it also says it has an Ambarella CPU. I don't know what that means. Hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now. What's great is the gimbal actually has no English on it other than it says Mi, and everything else is written in Chinese. Everything. So I'm sure this will be very simple to put together. But first, let's go ahead and open up the camera. Alright, so the box feels nice and you know, substantial. It is not light by any means, but the camera right there, ooh, it is a much more rugged camera. Wow, I like the way this one feels. It feels like almost like a gunmetal. Like it's very interesting. The casing of it feels much different from this old one. This one is a very plasticky type case, whereas this one feels almost like an aluminum of sorts. Regardless, it's got a cap on here, so it says tear before use. Okay, so there we go. We've got the actual camera that we can see right now. And on the back it has also a little sticky, but it's got a 2-inch screen on the back right there. It seems to have just simply a slide over here for your plug, and you can slide it back. Battery slot. Of course, you've got your 1/4-inch screw, so you can mount it on different things as well. I'm gonna go ahead and put that down right now. Inside the box, we have instructions, a charge cable, and a battery, and that's it. So that's pretty much, that's all there is. So the one thing you're gonna actually need is you're gonna need an SD card to put into this camera. It does not come with an SD card, so make sure you grab yourself an SD card and you'll be fine. One thing I didn't realize, when I compare the sizes of the Yi and the Mi together, the Mi is actually just a little bit larger. So this camera is actually just a little bit bigger. The screen on the back is a little bit larger. It does, like I said, feel a little bit more robust than the other camera. So I've got the battery in there right now. If I hold down the top button, it's going to go ahead and instantly turn it on. Yeah. And I'm going to go ahead and select English. And right here on the back it says it's going to basically put us through a tutorial. Okay, so on the back of the camera there's all kinds of different settings. You've got basically the ability to do different quality adjustments, lens distortions, muting the mic, stamps, auto records, metering mode, EV, white balance, color. Swipe it to the left and then you'll have the ability to see different things like time-lapse video, slow motion, loop record, video and photo, timer, burst, time-lapse photo. Plus once you finally record something, you can actually swipe to the right. So I'm going to go ahead and hit video real quick. Okay, so we're recording a quick video from my perspective right now, and we can see the old camera right down there, and I can tell you right now it does seem like the quality is definitely a little bit better here, especially with low light situations, and that is basically, you know, what we're looking at right here. So hey, what's going on? Now we need to open up the gimbal so we can see what the gimbal looks like, and then we can do kind of a whole collage of quality and footage, and we can put it all together and make sure it looks awesome, right? Right. Begins now. Welcome to part 2. Okay, so now we're going to open up the gimbal, and the gimbal is very important when you want to have, you know, awesome footage these days, because really what separates the average person taking video and somebody who cares about their quality, not that you have to have this, but is somebody who actually like tries to plan out, you know, a scene, whether it be by holding your arms very steady and having some control, or by using something like one of these, which allows you to also run around crazy, but then in turn makes your footage looks awesome. And of course what I mean by that is that, you know, when it's on a stabilizer, as you've seen, if you've seen in my previous videos, I have one for my DSLR camera, and when you move it around, it just allows it to keep all those minute movements completely still and really flowy, so you'll notice most everything these days is switching to that. Even your actual camera itself, you wouldn't believe it, but the camera itself usually has a higher resolution and is actually cropping down because it's got an auto stabilizer even in your phone. All right now we're gonna go ahead and open this guy up right here. Oh, documentation fell. The box is exactly the same as the previous box. None of the instructions are in English, so it's okay. Don't worry, I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna tell you guys what's up. Got a charge cable and the gimbal. Okay, one thing I just learned is that there are no actual batteries for this device. You actually just charge it. It has a spot right over here where you can plug in a charge cable through USB, just like your normal phone jack. And then after that point, one thing about this gimbal is it is actually specifically designed for this camera. So do not buy this gimbal if you have a GoPro or a different kind of camera. This camera specifically fits into this thing and is designed to work just right. So what I'm gonna do right here is flip this guy around and put it right in where it's supposed to go. It's quite snug. All right, so once you get the camera right pushed up against the edge, then you want to go ahead and tighten this bottom screw just ever so slightly. So there you are. The camera and the actual little gimbal fit very nicely in hand. It's got a nice little spot here for your thumb to move the gimbal around. It's got a spot for taking photos, as well as a spot to switch to video and of course power on and off. On the back side, it's got a little trigger here for your mode and a little left and right for plus and negative. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this on right now by holding the bottom button, and you can actually see right now the camera is already going. Ooh. Oh, and it just turned my, my other camera on. So we're gonna go ahead right now and actually hit the record button. So we're recording video, and I'm panning it left and I'm panning it right. Okay. I can also use my thumb here to move the camera around. So just by using the thumb. Hey, what's going on, man? What's up? All right, using the thumb. And that of course goes up and down. Oh, that looks pretty cool. Okay, so. Okay, I figured it out. Don't worry, don't worry. We're gonna go ahead and start recording. Boom, hitting our record button down there. We also, we're gonna stop recording. So when you're moving it, it moves left and right, right? But if you want it to not move left and right, if you want it to stay focused on whatever it needs to stay focused on, you just basically hold your trigger back right here. You hold the trigger. And as soon as you hold the trigger, it's gonna basically just lock focus on whatever subject you have. As you can see right here, it doesn't actually turn anymore. My hand turns, but it stays right where it's at. Yeah. So that's what you want right there. Perfect, no doubt, right? So the other thing is, if you let go of it, boom, and now it actually turns where you want it to go. It gets a little mixed up sometimes. So if it ever gets mixed up and kind of off axis, you can double tap that button and it'll actually home itself. So like I said, you can do kind of different things, but if you double tap it, it'll auto home, right? So double tapping it auto homes. And now here's the other cool feature. If you want to do kind of selfie style, you can just triple tap it. 1, 2, 3. And when you triple tap it, all of a sudden we've got selfie style. So here we go. This is what I needed this camera for, because even though I've got that other awesome camera, I can't focus it all the time. So this camera, I don't have to worry about focus. It's always focused. You know why? Because it's got an infinite focal point, which is just amazing. So anyway, what we're going to do right now is we're going to basically take this camera and we're going to kind of do some cool different footage with it. Outside in and around with the printers. When I do printer unboxings, I'm going to be using this camera quite a bit. So this is going to be my go-to video vlogging camera, and I hope you guys like the quality of it because it is now here to stay. It's all I've got, so you better like it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick review of the Mi Action 4K camera and its gimbal, because it is something that I've been wanting to use for a long time now. Even though you can use your cell phone for these kinds of videos, using a cell phone is very dangerous all the time, especially when you're holding it, you're pulling it out, this and that, and for me, pulling it in and out of my pocket all the time is one of the most dangerous things, and that's when I accidentally end up dropping it a lot of times. So I'm really excited to be trying this one out. I'm going to go ahead and tap the button 2 times. It's going to return to its normal position, and we will be back here. So I will see you guys very soon, and we'll go ahead and enjoy some footage taken with the Mi 4K action camera. Thanks for watching the video, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Later. Okay, so here we have an update with the Mi, and I basically found out there's some more settings that you can actually do right directly from the camera itself. So if I double click this twice, it's going to just recenter, but if I hit it 3 times, obviously it's going to go ahead and turn around and look right here at me, right? But also, if I go into the actual camera itself, let's check it out. Come here. Okay, we gotta go over here. Okay, so it looks like the major discovery is that, you know, when you actually turn the camera on, when it's plugged into the gimbal, like when you turn the gimbal and the camera on at the same time, it'll do its little, it starts up, right? It actually has a new menu on the right side over here, which allows you to control the gimbal. So you'll see this little button right here in the middle. You can't really see it right here, but right now it's in sport mode. So now it does the thing where it tips down automatically and tips up automatically. And you know, you can go left and right, but if I click this little button right here, you can't really see it. If I click that button and I go from sport to where, I can then go up and down, and it stays completely the same, and it doesn't actually move up and down like it would in sport mode. So you've got also normal mode, which seems to be very similar to sport mode, but a little slower. Also, you can change the yaw direction and the pitch direction to make it a little different when you're controlling it here on the handheld, which I did that to make my up and down reversed. So anyways, that is what you can do. You can control all of the different settings with the gimbal as long as the gimbal is plugged into it on the camera itself. So gimbal controls are on the camera. All right, thanks for watching.